Hey y'all, I'm back with the scrapbook process video for the Hip Kit Club, and this is using the June 2016 kits. My next layout will be using the July kit, so stay tuned for that. But I am just starting off with the craft background and some papers that I've chosen from the kit. Some are exclusive, and some are just papers that are in the kits in June. So the second one that I put on there was, I believe it was Happy Place, and then I'm going to use a few other little elements. Like this one is from Paige Evans. This paper, I'm sorry, is from Paige Evans, the Pink Paisley collection called Fancy Free. And I decided that instead of cutting these in squares, which I originally wanted to do, I was just going to punch out some circles in different sizes and then use those as some embellishments around the photo. I went ahead and laid my photo, and I did offset that mint piece of paper a little bit just because I wanted this to have a little bit of a different look. And when I do vertical designs, I typically like to keep things pretty straight, but I really am liking kind of the look of things being a little bit more wonky, and so I decided to offset that second piece of paper. I can't remember what that third sheet of paper is called. But if you go to the pattern paper add-on under the June 2016 kits on hipkitclub.net, you can see the list of all the pattern papers that come in the kit. So like I said, I just used different circle punches in different sizes, and punched some of those circles right out from that paper. And that way I can get use out of it, but I'm not just using the squares. And also I wanted a little bit of some variation because my papers underneath my photo are rectangular, so I didn't really want to add squares around that. Kind of wanted to break it up a little bit. I actually ended up pulling that like lime green piece off of there. I may actually put it in a different spot, but I thought that kind of took away, I don't know, that piece of paper just, it's like it was there by itself and it didn't go, and so I think I replaced it with a different color so that it looks a little bit more complementary of the layout. But at this point I'm gonna leave it there, and then I'll go back to that. So I decided I almost used that You Are Lovely piece that I sprayed in the last video on my layout, but I didn't want two layouts with the same title like back to back, so I decided to look for another die cut phrase. Sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought. And what's funny is I pull that piece that says "Be Daring," and I thought that it said "Be Darling," and so I spritzed that thinking I'm going to use it as the title, and then I realized, wait, what does this say? And I'm like, I don't want to use that. Doesn't really go with what I'm going for, because the pictures of my daughter just being super cute, and I'm be daring does not go with that. So I decided to pull this other one that says "This is great," and I will use that, but for now you guys will see the process of me spraying this one that I thought said something else. So I'm just going to pull a scratch piece of paper, and I'm going to spritz this Mandarin Mai Tai by Shimmers spray. It's yellow, obviously. I'm just going to spray it right on there, and then use, I think I use like a wipe or a paper towel or something just to get that right off. And it's really subtle, which is fine with me. I really like the way that turned out. But I realized at that point that it said "Be Daring," and so I decided to use the other one. I don't remember if I spray more on there or not. I do. Okay. Guess I realized I wanted a little bit more vibrant. So I like the way that turned out, and I am going to use that right on top of my layout, or on top of the layers there at the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of dot runner adhesive on the back of that, and then stick that right on. And then that's when I realized I didn't like that lime green piece there. I didn't think that it really went with the rest of the layout, so I decided to pull that up and I wanted this house in there. I've really been trying to use this house for a while. I love the little apartment, and I love the house, and so I decided to sneak in the house on this layout. And then I figured since I added something on that side that I needed a little bit of layering on the other side, so I decided to pick a few pieces and layer them right on the left side. I'm actually going to add more here in a second, but right now I'm trying to find a place for this little rubber embellishment by Maggie Holmes. It's from the Bloom collection, and I believe it says happy. I don't know if I'd leave it there or not. I guess I do leave it there. And then that little piece that I just added is from the ephemera pack that's called Everyday, and it's by Kim Watson. It's an exclusive pack for the Hip Kit Club. And then, let's see, I'm going to add a few more little items. This little button is from the Fancy Free collection. And I actually am about to realize that I need some texture on the page. I didn't just like it. It looked nice and simple, but it's like I wanted a little something extra. And so I'm going to add these wood veneers, but then you guys are going to see some stitching not being added, but you're going to see some stitching that has already been added here in a minute, or here in a second. And then I'm going to add some more embellishments right after that. But so far, I'm really liking the design of this, and I'm liking how simple it is. And it doesn't, I guess it doesn't really look that simple, but once I start layering and getting going, the process really is a simple process. So right now is where I noticed that I wanted some sort of texture, so I decided I was going to add some stitching. And originally I thought I may add stitching like around the whole page, just kind of roughly, but then I actually only end up adding it to one side, which I think turned out pretty good. So there I just added some circles at the bottom because it was a little bit too asymmetrical for my taste. Like a lot of it was going, and I say that and then I add stitching just to the right side, but it was just, there were too many circles there at the top, and then I wanted that to kind of match there at the bottom. So I added that stitching. I just added just a rough stitch kind of going, I don't know what that stitch is called, honestly, I don't, but a zigzag stitch, just going up and down several times. I just would go down the page and then reverse it, and then keep it on reverse to go up the page, and then let it go down again and push reverse again to let it go up. I think I did it like 4 or 5 times. And then of course I added a few more embellishments because I wanted those circles to have a little bit more on them, not just pattern paper. So I found these little flowers that are from our exclusive ephemera pack, and then I think that's going to be pretty much it. And I really love the way this turned out, and I hope you guys do too. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you guys have a great week.